Roll call.
Councilwoman Dean Hardy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. We're gonna go ahead and move firefighter rank recognition.
Excuse me, you have to do your public hearings now
Oh, I
because
do?
they're advertised at 7:00, so you have to do public
Okay,
hearings first.
good going, Nick. Sorry, they told me I could.
No, and you can certainly after public hearings, but those are unique to the state law.
Okay, so our first public hearing is the additional appropriation for ARP Fund Stormwater Project Resolution 2022-03.
And I put them on the table. Does Nick have them?
I have them.
Okay.
I would.
Opening the public hearing.
All right, so this is additional appropriation resolution 2022-03. Whereas it has been determined that it is necessary to appropriate more money than was originally appropriated in the annual budget. Now therefore, section 1 be it resolved by the town council of Burns Harbor, Porter County, that for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the funds named and for the purposes specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Fund name APR Coronavirus Local Fiscal Recovery. Major budget classification, none. Other services and charges, the total is $206,356 requested to be moved into CCD.
CCD or CCI?
Yeah, it shouldn't be advertised to be moved anywhere. It should be we're just adopting.
This is total for cumulative capital development,
Oh, that's a
206,356.
typo. Sorry, I'm sorry. I
Is it
missed that.
CCD or CCI?
No, it stays in its own fund. It's an additional appropriation to
Okay.
approve. I'll correct the spelling.
Okay.
I apologize. I was like, we're not moving anywhere. We're just asking the state to allow us to spend the money for a project that you guys have earmarked for later here or to begin here shortly.
Okay. So with the change that Jane is gonna make. Maybe I ask for.
Is there anyone in favor? Comments for? Comments against? Closing the public hearing.
Motion to approve 2022-03 with Jane's change.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilwoman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dean Hardy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. Hey. Opening the public hearing for reestablishing CCD fund to 0.0400 resolution 2022-04.
Yeah, 2022-04, a resolution reestablishing the cumulative capital development fund under Indiana Code 36-9-15.5. Be it resolved by the Burns Harbor Town Council of Porter County, Indiana, that a need now exists for the reestablishment of a cumulative capital development fund for the following purposes: to promote the well-being, public health, welfare, and safety of the town. Be it further resolved that this board will adhere to the provisions of Indiana Code 36-9-15.5. The proposed fund will not exceed 0.0400 cents on each $100 of assessed valuation. Said tax rate will be levied beginning with taxes for 2022 payable 2023. Be it further resolved that proofs of publication of the public hearing held on the 9th day of March 2022 and a certified copy of this resolution shall be submitted to the Department of Local Government Finance of the state of Indiana as provided by law. This cumulative fund is subject to the approval of the Department of Local Government Finance.
Comments for? Comments against?
This is a, oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say this fund, as I mentioned in a previous meeting, we set it in 2000 to 4 cents. But the way the state does fair market value and trending, it drops it back down, even though we said we wanted it to be 4 cents for 3 years. So we should have still had 4 cents this year. That's why we're reestablishing it. It does require a remonstrance period. So once it appears in the newspaper, people have an opportunity to remonstrate, and that goes to the county. We have 30 days, then we send it all to the state after that.
Public hearing closed.
Motion to approve 2022-04.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. I mean, now we're gonna go ahead and go with firefighter rank recognition.
All right, thank you, council. As you know, every year we try to give a little promotion or change of rank and things like that for our firefighters. Hopefully they all get here. They're over there working. But I'll start with the one that I know here is Jackie. Jackie came to us, come on up, if your mom wants to come up, or Rob, just go down, grab your hands. So Jackie came to us, she actually did the cadet program through the high schools. So she did a vocational program and then she came back. So not only did she go through the academy once, but she actually had to go through the academy twice because they only get a small piece of the pie. So she got to come back with us and then she went through pretty much all the fundamentals again. So she dedicated herself twice for it. And she's done her job and she's made it through a probationary year. So Jackie, I think she wants Old Man Wesley to pin her. So she is now off probation and moving into the status of firefighter. And again, for those of you that don't know, all the new recruits today, back from even when we would come on, now they have to go through a 6-month academy on their own time. And it's basically 3 days a week, every Saturday, and then every Monday and Thursday for 6 months. So thank you and appreciate your dedication. The next one is Ruben. If you and your wife want to come up or whoever you want to pin you. So Ruben was another one that went through the academy and has graduated, and he has just completed his full year, our probationary status. So he is now going into being a full-time firefighter, and he also came through us with greenish to get and said, I think I want to try this firefighter thing. And so we like him because he says, I don't want to be a full-time firefighter. I just want to do it as a volunteer. And so Ruben is very dedicated and has worked very hard for his status and has become a great leader for our department. So don't stick him with it. Very hard. All right, next, Caitlin. So it seems like just last year I was promoting Caitlin to lieutenant. She has continued again to strive and step up and show her leader and her ability in the department, and cares 100% about the community and the department. So today we're promoting her to captain. So who wants to stick her? So she has taken the role of captain from lieutenant. So we now share 2 captain positions. We have her and Brent Balpatek. So she's sharing that that job responsibility within a department as captain.
Thank you.
Are you returning, right?
Thank you.
Okay, next, Adam Friday. As you know, Adam served the role as safety officer and used to do, well, still is, he's not getting out of that task. Control over our safety program and our training for safety. But Adam has done a very over the top job with everything that he does, and he does anything pretty much that I ask him to do and then some. So, but here nor there, he's also shown his ability to lead the guys and be a leader. So I'm promoting Adam to lieutenant. So whoever wants to pin him, congratulations, Adam. Those of you that don't know, his son is also on our department, Matthew, so they kind of share the role we get one, we get two, so.
Take all those things off when you wash your clothes.
Unless you get the sun.
Okay, yeah.
That's why it went embroidered.
That's what, yeah, right.
Congratulations. Couldn't make it tonight due to work obligations, but I did want to give them recognition. Courtney Day Mudd, she also finished the academy and has completed her 1 year. So she is a full-fledged firefighter now. So she had to work tonight, unfortunately. And then Matt Kerr has gone from firefighter to lieutenant. So he has been promoted to lieutenant as well. And he's doing a great job with us so far. So thank you guys all for letting us do this. It means a lot to the guys. And these guys do a lot for the town, and I really appreciate everything. Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody.
You know, a couple pictures of them all together, either by our side. We'll put it on the town website.
Hope you get a little closer, get it within the range. We'll get it down.
No, I'll be here.
Okay,
Almost immediately.
reports, Jane?
The annual financial report was completed and submitted on time. And so we're moving on to the next thing.
Tony?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Dan? Jennifer? Okay,
As I emailed to the council and the clerk treasurer and others on last Thursday evening, the governor issued an executive order that rescinded the public health emergency. So public meetings can no longer be attended electronically by the elected official, by the council. However, since the town council and other various boards and commissions with the town passed electronic meetings policy resolutions under the new law that was enacted last year, you can participate under that policy. However, as you will recall, there still needs to be a quorum present, physically present. And anybody on the council who participates electronically, you need to be able to be seen and heard. And you cannot participate in the meeting in successive meetings or successive months in the case of the council that way. So no going to Florida for January and February and thinking you can participate months electronically. So just keep that in mind. And then there was some discussion with Jane. There needs to be a way to keep track of, and I think just the meeting minutes, you know, who participated, let's say, for example, in the March meeting, you know, remotely, and then we can't in April. And then also there needs to be some coordination and communication amongst the 5 of you in case there was a desire, for whatever reason, that you could not participate in person. We don't want to have a situation where all 5 of you are available, but 3 of you are on vacation, out of town, work obligation, homesick with kid, whatever. So you just need to communicate, but we do have that option, but just keep in mind, you need to be able to see and hear you, or keep it obviously here with the Zoom, but we need to be able to see you as well. So if there's any questions now or later, let me know.
Is Martin on?
He's not on virtually.
Okay. Jack?
You received the building report by email and also in your boxes, so that's all I have to report.
Rob?
I've been working on removing the park playground equipment at Shady Side, which is almost complete. And been really very slow process getting bids back for anything that we requested bids on, including this complex. Morton Building was here over a month ago, and I still don't have a bid back from them. He emailed me yesterday, told me that he was unable to complete the quote on time. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's about it. That and my salt shed. We're just kind of waiting in the wings on that.
Okay. Mike?
We did get our interviews all taken care of, and unanimous part of it. Wayne James is the officer that we'd like to bring on with your guys' approval.
I'll make a motion to hire Wayne James as a full-time police officer.
Second.
Discussion?
Can I have an official start date for the?
Sure, we talked about that. So he would obviously have to give his notice and actually, Jane, do you know, I'm sorry, I didn't ask you this in advance, getting them in like 2 pay periods from now, like at the start of one? I know that's crazy, like April. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot with that. We were just thinking it might be helpful.
March something.
I don't know that it would be helpful because
He's already, yeah.
Part-time.
We're,
I don't, as far as that goes, he will have additional paperwork he needs to fill out because now he's moving
Right.
full and for insurance and those types of things.
can we say first week of April based on his, notice to his current position?
Sure,
Okay,
sure. I just wanted to kind
Yeah.
of, so
right.
that I knew when to move him into full-time status.
Yeah.
Because some of the insurance and stuff like that will be
Yeah.
contingent on.
I think when you get a definitive date, if you just share that.
Okay, so start date to be determined.
Yeah, but first, most likely for you to know the first week of April.
Okay.
Discussion?
That was a discussion.
Lighting. Roll call?
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm
fine.
right, I know it's your sorry. Councilwoman McGarr. Abstain. Councilwoman Biancardi.
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak.
Yes.
Councilman Loving.
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. Mike, did you have anything else?
Okay, everything else is good unless you guys have something for me.
Okay, Bill?
No, I'm quiet. I just wanted to let you guys know that we received the truck back that was in for repairs finally. Parts came in after a long wait. So if you guys forgot about that, I don't blame you because it's been there for a long time. But while it was there, we lost our ability for it to start. Both batteries died. So I do have an additional purchase order for those to be, they replaced them while they were there. I did not get that to Jane yet because I know it's past the deadline. So it'd be for next meeting. So that way that invoice can be paid unless you guys decided to do different, but I did not get it turned in for that reason. So I just literally got the invoice today, so, but it is back in service, so.
Is it back on site?
Yes,
Okay.
like I said, but they invoiced me for the batteries separate because it's past the PO amount. But it was only $524, so it's just really over the PO amount.
Which Nick can just
You
approve
think
that.
it's fine.
But I just know that with
Mhm.
the policy, so just want to let you guys know. Other than that, that's all I have.
Anything for sanitation?
Sanitation, we've been busy, a lot of stuff going on. We've had some issues with some boarding and some stuff like that, and then plus working on SCADA stuff. So it's been very busy for sanitation, but other than that, the system's running good, and we've done some stuff and some site visits out at the plant, so been real busy.
If I could real quick, on sanitation, can we have a conversation about Cortland's Landing and Trail Creek? So this is the second time now that a house in Cortland's Landing has had its lateral sewer line punctured by another utility. So the first one was like 2 years ago. Indiana American Water went through the main. And then this one was Comcast tapped the lateral. I don't know, we were there at the hole. I think they hit it 4 times before they finally went deep enough to go underneath it. Do we need to talk about going through at least and scoping the mains in order to make sure that there's not dirt in the mains, and then we can go to homeowners and say, hey, we think there might be a problem?
Yeah, I think it's probably not a bad idea. I think that when the weather breaks and we have some nice weather for a week to plan it out, it's gonna take us about a week for each subdivision to run the mains. But yeah, we have that capability with the camera. There's some things I'm gonna talk about at sanitary board to make especially with the new truck, to make life easier. But I think especially in Cortland's Landing, and even in Trail Creek, it's actually all the subdivisions are probably, because we haven't done that, to be honest with you, Nick, since probably my second year as the superintendent, when we cambered all the mains. So it's probably not a bad idea to do the main subdivision. And we can most certainly do that, but I think we should start with Cortland's Landing and Trail Creek.
Okay, so that was the most recent Comcast going through there and doing the install, but
Yeah, it's a good idea. So just so you know too, and obviously I'll report this to sanitary board. So afterwards, I did have the back truck come back out for the benefit of the town because you saw how much we blew into the main. So we did clean the complete lane on Legacy as well as the other road, Fairchild. So actually from both ways. So we went one block up and pulled it all back. Now, the thing is, that thing has been probably going like that now for, we guessed, about 1.5 years, 2 years, whenever we wanted that. So you're right, the whole system probably at least needs viewed if not cleaned. So we'll definitely do that and then get that reported.
thank you.
Park is super excited that the public health emergency has been lifted. So they've been busy. Rentals are back open at the Arts and Craft Building. If anyone's interested in that, spread the word. We're gonna do the Easter egg hunt on April 10th at 2 p.m. More will come on Facebook from the park department on that. They've also set their days for day camp. The week in June 13th through 17th, July 11th through 15th, and August 1st through 5th. And that will also, that's for the day camp and the art camp. Dan Ameling is still working on the field there at Lakeland. So weather's getting better. Hopefully winter doesn't come back. We'll get the park ready for an awesome spring.
REC.
Yeah, main update on RDC is that we've restarted all of the, relationship with Holiday, getting ready for the spring, summertime on the Westport PUD. And our environmental report was approved for the trail, the Market Greenway. So those are the two main updates that RDC tonight,
Nick, do we need to talk about that agency reimbursement agreement as well?
if you would.
So the VP with regards to Westport, VP is wanting to move or I guess relocate the pipeline and has proposed an agency reimbursement agreement for the inspection and repair of the pipeline impacted by the future Westport development site. They have a document that has the amount of $239,000, but they have a range that can be 50% below or above. We requested that they cap it at that 239, and we aren't liable for the amount over that amount unless there's a change order request. So there's been some negotiation, and Matt Kaiser from Abbott Marsh has been going back and forth with them. So I believe the RDC is requesting that agreement be approved, subject to legal review by me. And it was on that call last week.
So the reason that it has to come to the council is because ultimately the property will be owned by the town, not by the RDC. So the RDC is paying for this, but the town will use it because the town council approves it because it'll be owned by the town.
So is this the improvement that we needed to make to be able to cross it?
This is them moving the pipeline in order for us to get across
No, there will still be crossings.
with the bridge, but they still have to move it.
So is this an additional cost that we didn't anticipate prior?
I think we anticipated that there was gonna be some cost for them to relocate the pipeline itself. I'm not certain that we ever anticipated that it was gonna be 239K.
Yeah, 229,566 is the estimated cost.
Is that something that we wanted to happen or they want to happen?
It's something that has to happen for them to give us permission to cross their pipeline
With roads.
with roads.
But it's not part of what we thought originally that we were going to be responsible for.
Yeah, the scope of work on this is to excavate, inspect, and repair any anomalies within a 169-foot proposed road crossing for the Westport Development Project.
I guess we don't have a choice.
Motion to approve.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch you second.
It was a tie.
Discussion?
And that was upon place approval.
Yeah.
He hasn't reviewed it yet.
I reviewed it. I haven't reviewed the final one yet. We need to have them go back because we requested a cap and they also had wanted payment within 30 days of submission of an invoice, and I requested 60 just because I know sometimes there's some lag time in just the process. And everything.
So they're gonna perform the work or they're gonna contract someone to perform the work
They're gonna contract someone.
and we're paying for it? And then we'll contract someone to do the work that we need done.
Correct, separately.
Roll call. Councilwoman Biancardi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Levy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Howard,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes.
All right. One other thing, Rob, can you talk to me about the dog waste dispensers for the trail?
At the ribbon cutting, we talked about putting up waste dispensers that have the bags and the garbage can all included in one for animal waste. And I was originally told to order them, and then Eric told me to hold off on ordering them. And now that the weather's breaking, we definitely need to do something. Initially, I was gonna order 2 of them, one for each end, one at the east end of the trail and one at the west. And I never heard another word about it. I just wanted some clarification on that. If
How much,
you want me to move forward with those, pardon?
how much are they?
They're like almost $800 a piece.
Didn't we look at these when we looked at the garbage cans and the benches and stuff with Tina?
I thought there was some
We did.
discussion about who was going to order them, and I never heard back from Eric, so I didn't know if they were doing it or if I was doing it or who was taking care of
Sounds
that.
like an RDC responsibility.
Well, sure, it might be their financial responsibility, but I think in the end, Rob's probably gonna be the one that orders and
I know,
installs.
so I have to know where it's being paid out of.
Sure.
PO. So we need to clarification from Tina and
Let me ask Tina.
Okay.
We'll be ready for next month.
Okay,
or like just email her and give me answers and get a PO together for us. So we can get it taken care of. Okay, correspondent, oh wait, no, shared ethics advisory can do that. Yeah. Here, correspondence, item, notice of approval, Title V, significant source. Mod AM stabilizers, Valparaiso, and then Dune Exchange Club request the placement of blue ribbon banner and wooden ribbon for the month of April for Child Abuse Prevention Month.
They asked for a location in town. They put them up for the whole month of April for all of our communities, and they just want to know if we had a location. We'd like to put it.
We talked about it on the email stream. Do we want it in front of the town hall? I thought it would be better for them to approach Luke and put it on the main corner where people can actually see it.
It used to be like in a corner by the house or something.
Do we have posts somewhere that we've put large signs up like that before? I feel like we had one banner from them before.
Yeah.
It sounds like they'll put it up. We just need to tell them where.
I know, but I think they're gonna need the post to be there.
That could be, but I thought it looked like they had everything in. They just needed approval where to put them. But I could be wrong.
I say either the town hall or Babcock and 20, 'cause that's trafficked a lot there where our town sign is.
I like that area.
You know,
It's an area traffic area.
and it's a nice open space where a large sign would fit. People would see it.
Is that on the state highway and will they tear it down?
No, not by
No,
our
it'll be on our
side.
property.
No, it'll be on ours. But yeah, you can, it's still visible if you're coming down 20.
Okay, the presentation of resolutions, petitions, communications, ordinances, and remonstrance. Ordinance 312-2022, establishing a uniform allowance and second reading.
So this is ordinance 312-2022, an ordinance of the Burns Harbor Town Council establishing a uniform allowance.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? Roll call?
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart, abstain. Councilwoman Dean Hardy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. Okay, new business to anniversary recognition. Brandon Downey has now been here for 1 year. He's in street. Congratulations on surviving the first year, Rob. Stormwater board appointment, we're replacing Nick, his term expires December 31st, 2024.
Make a motion to replace Nick with Angie on the stormwater board through his term of 2024.
Second.
Discussion?
She thought she already was replaced and showed up last month, so.
I didn't show up last month because I thought I'd already been
But
replaced.
I showed our receipt, so it's fine. Roll call?
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Dean Hardy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. Number 3, auction of surplus equipment.
Goodness.
Oh.
You got your tally sheet there.
I do. I just.
This is a bid on the hose washer,
Okay.
William McCormick. Is $15.81. And I don't know if I can trouble
You can.
Councilwoman Biancardi to get me a bunch of paper. clips.
Sure. Certainly.
Oh, thanks.
This is a bid on the 220 volts compressor from William McCormick. $157.83.
It's like the price is right.
That's not a small envelope. On the Dixie Chopper 72-inch from William McCormick, $655.73.
Does it say a year?
2006.
Okay, and I'm sorry, tell me again. How much?
655.73 on the 2006 Dixie Chopper 72-inch.
Oh,
On the 2003 40-foot shipping container from William McCormick, $2,137.78.
too much sugar.
Getting excited. Tell.
1988 box van from William McCormick,
The Monday.
$3,476.29. On the 2005 GMC 5500 from William McCormick, $2,883.
Okay, I'm trying to find the GMC. Oh, I got it, I'm sorry.
2005 GMC 5500, $2,883.61. On the 1989 tenant sweeper, William McCormick, $560.26. On the 2005 Dixie Chopper 60-inch, William McCormick, we have a bid for $340.76. And this person, all of these bids appear to be from Rhonda Williams. On the 2013 Impala, the Williams bids $2,505. On the 2014 Impala, Rhonda Williams bids $2,705. The 2005 GMC 5500 dump truck, Rhonda Williams bids $19,508.
19,508? Okay.
19,508. On the 1989 tenant sweeper, Rhonda Williams bids $500. On the Boss Salt Spreader, Rhonda Williams bids $127.
She's not as creative. as her bids.
But she did put them all in one envelope.
That was nice.
On the 2006 Dixie Chopper 72-inch, Rhonda Williams bids $807.
That was the 2006.
In the 2005 Dixie Chopper 60-inch, Rhonda Williams bids $508. On the 2003 shipping container 40-foot green, $2,027, 2027. And on the 1988 Chevy Grumman, Rhonda Williams bids $1,500.
Would you be a little more like game show host?
Right.
Pump up the excitement for us.
Well, it's not gonna change it.
But it will sound like it might.
Okay,
Yeah.
on a 40-foot sea container, Howard Cummings bids $400.
Like I need a wheel.
Yeah.
400 on the 40-foot sea container from Robert Cummings. For the 1988 Chevy Grumman box van from Commercial Bus and Vehicles out of South Lyon, Michigan. They bid again on the Grumman box van, $4,273.
Would that have been commercial?
Commercial Bus and Vehicles LLC. That's $42.73 for the Grumman box van, and the same entity bids on the 2005 GMC 5500 dump truck, $5,173.
157.
Ringwood Motors out of Ringwood, Illinois. On the 2003 shipping container 40-foot green, their bid amount is $258.
Motors.
Ringwood Motors out of Ringwood, Illinois. Sealed envelope within a sealed envelope.
Doubler.
Must be a good
I
one.
think they expected someone to open the mail.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know the mail here.
Bid for the 2005 Dixie Chopper 60-inch from Dale Johns out of Westville, $1,377.99. Emergency Remarketing out of Willoughby, Ohio, has bids for 3 items. For the 88 Grumman van, $1,068.18. On the 2013 Impala, $1,168.18. And on the 2014 Impala, $1,268.18. Mark Quartuch from Porter bids on the salt spreader, $102. I'll just do that, hand it off to you. I'll read it off and then hand it to you, so you can put it on. So
Thank you.
let's speed up. Mark Quartuch bids on the 1989 Tennant Sleeper, $301. Mark Quartuch bids $25 on the air compressor. Air compressor. Quartuch bids $375 for the storage container. Quartuch bids on the 2005 GMC dump truck, $5,805. Mark Quartuch bids on the 2014 Chevy Impala, $3,551, $3,551. Mark Quartuch bids on the 2013 Chevy Impala, $2,551, $2,551. Mark Quartuch bids on the 1988 Grumman step van, $2,050, $2,050. Mark Quartuch bids on the 2006 Dixie Chopper 72-inch. The 2006 Dixie Chopper, $801. He bid on both of them, I believe.
That's humor.
So Dixie Chopper 72-inch, 801. And the Dixie Chopper 60-inch, 607.
I'm sorry, just pulling it up. Right now, on the 10th. They aren't in the order in which you bid them, so then I'm hunting for them. Air compressor. Here. Here. Yes, sorry.
All right, these are all from Ringwood Motors out of Ringwood, Illinois. They just, I guess, printed off the town's website or photos and wrote what their bid was for various items. So Ringwood Motors on the 1988 Chevy Grumman box van, $880. On the 2005 GMC dump truck, Ringwood Motors bids $1,680. On the 2013 Chevy Impala, Ringwood Motors bids $1,080. And on the 2014 Chevy Impala, Ringwood Motors bids $1,080. This person doesn't have the item they're bidding on the form, but on the outside of the envelope, it says it's for the 1988 Chevy box van truck. Walter Esther out of Cherville, so Esther ESTER on the Chevy box truck is $7,000. For the 2005 dump truck with plow and spreader. Is there more than one?
No,
There is a spreader as a separate item, isn't there? Robert?
yes, it's just a little pickup truck spreader.
Well, I'll just read how this is from Stuart McMillan out of Valparaiso. We bid on the 2005 dump truck and then has the VIN number with plow and spreader, $12,601 each. So I don't know what that means. If, since there's only one. And then we bid on the 40-foot container empty. $2,201 each. So they use the word each of, that classifies as there's only one. But, so was the dump truck listed with the plow and spreader connected? Okay, so I think he just,
Counting it as like a quantity one or whatever.
yeah. So for the dump truck, 12,601, and for the shipping container, 2,201, and that's Stuart McMillan out of Valparaiso. On the 2013 Chevy Impala, Amy Arnie bids $551.78. 551.78 for the 2013.
That can be your.
It's allowed and written out.
And there are 3 bids in this envelope from Nikki Anderson for the 2005 GMC dump truck. Nikki Anderson bids $5,500. MICKY. On the 2014 Impala, Nikki Anderson bids $1,000. And on the shipping container, Nikki Anderson bids $1,900. The 2005 60-inch Dixie chopper. On the 2005 60-inch Dixie chopper, Wilbur Alderman bids $479 $479. On the 2006 72-inch Dixie chopper, Wilbur Alderman bids $501. Last but not least. What's that?
Sound like the kids in my class. Can you make it a little bit?
Can you make this fun? All right.
Go.
Robert Cummings bids on the 2005 Dixie Chopper 60-inch. Robert Cummings, 60-inch 2005 Dixie Chopper, $1,280. I'm sure that Madam Clerk will see who the highest bidder is and compare it with the documents and make sure that I read them correctly and she wrote them down correctly, and will be contacting the highest bidder.
So do we have to make a motion to accept the?
You can move, and I don't. Madam Clerk's got the documents. I don't know if there's anything that's like way too low than what you expected. You can reject all and rebid.
Would you like me to give you the highest and lowest for each item, and then you can
I
decide
think
if that
nobody
each
should
remains
make
the
the
lowest or the
lowest,
lowest?
the
I would just.
Yeah, the highest of all of
Just get the highest.
Yeah, that's fine.
them.
The air compressor, the highest bid was $157.83. You guys acceptable with that? The 2013 Chevy Impala, the highest bidder for that one was $2,551. The 2014 Impala was, the highest bidder for that one was $3,551. Double checking, I don't have the second page. The highest bidder for the 72-inch, excuse me, 72-inch Dixie chopper, the 2006 was $807. The highest bidder for the 60-inch Dixie chopper, 2005 was, is this correct? $1,377.99 at Dale Jones, or Johns, I mean, Dale Jones. Make sure I wrote that down correctly because it's so much different than everybody else. Although I did have another one that was tied to on the 2005. Dale Johns, $1,377.99.
Dale Johns, 2005 Dixie Chopper, 60-inch, $1,377.99.
Okay, that's correct. It just was higher than the rest, and so I thought maybe I put it in the wrong column. Sorry about that. The dump truck, the 2005 GMC, the highest bid for that was $19,508. The hose washer,
Jane, if I could, what was the second bid on that?
the second bid on that was $12,601. The next one after that was $5,805.
Okay.
So,
You can get 19 grand for it, and that's,
okay. The hose washer, there was one bid for $15.81. The salt spreader, the highest bidder was $127. Shipping container, the highest bidder on that one was just making sure, because this one ran onto another page, looks to be $2,201. The Senate sweeper, the highest bidder was $560.26. The unit heater was $25. And the van, the 1988 van, looks like $7,000. And I can confirm those before I make any announcements to the winners and reach out to them, if that's what the board would like. If they're okay with that?
Rob, you're good?
Yes,
Make a motion to accept all of the top bids.
Second.
Discussion?
How long would you like to allow them to pay before we move on to the second bidder? So in the past, we've given them so many days to, to show up with it to the town to deal with payment and take the item off site. I'm not saying it has to be this week, next week, whatever, but just kind of a ballpark figure on or date when you might want those picked up.
Can we say the 25th, Friday the 25th?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Is that part of your motion?
It is, I'll amend my motion, pick up and payment by the 25th.
I'll second the amendment.
Close the business on the 25th.
Roll call?
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi.
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Lavavan,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. Number 4, vacate, relocate the sewer easement. This came from Planning Commission with a favorable recommendation of 5-0.
Okay, so this comes from Plan, and Strammer's here. Essentially, it's an easement in PUD phase 2 of Trail Creek that now runs through the middle of Mr. Emery's property. The recommendation from the Plan Commission is to allow the movement of this easement to more closely align with Gustafson Lane. 5-0 recommendation, the engineer affirmed that the starting point and the end point are the same, it just more closely follows the road, so it doesn't take it up as much of his property. So the way this will work is once we approve it, Mr. Emery, we did verify, you do have to produce the Mylars yourself and have those created. So my motion is gonna be to authorize Angie to sign those Mylars and accept these changes.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Second.
All three of them.
One's gonna be to Jennifer.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't hear Sean.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Councilwoman Biancardi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. Approval of February 2022 financial report.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. Approval to pay vouchers with 3 or more signatures.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
I did
Can't
not,
get it in.
I did not get. Who got that?
That was Roseanne and Nick.
I second.
Roseanne, sorry. You ready?
Yeah.
Sorry. Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. Approval of purchase order submitted with 3 or more signatures.
So moved.
Second. Discussion? Roll call.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes.
Careful, I'm the last one, but it's all right. Madam President, if I could, new business
Oh,
to
no,
discuss.
yes.
I'll make a motion to reassign the liaisons, Nick to fire, Angie to building, Tony to police, Roseanne to park, and Jennifer to street.
Second.
Discussion?
I didn't get any of that. Nick to fire.
And I don't know if that's necessarily a motion, I think you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I guess that doesn't necessarily have to.
Yeah, that's my
Unless Jane wants
recommendation.
it.
So Nick's gonna be fire, Tony's gonna be police, I will be building, Jennifer will be street, Roseanne will stay at park.
Thank you.
Okay, whole business number 1, the COVID-19 council state of emergency protocols. We've already discussed that.
Do we need to continue that?
Can we take it off?
I mean, there's no more state of emergency.
Right, I just wanted to make sure everybody
Right.
understood that and that Clay could talk about
Yeah,
whatever he
so I mean, if
wants to talk
there's
about.
any other questions now or later, let me know, but
Okay, we're gonna continue on to the unsafe building hearing for 1182 Salt Creek Road.
So I can report what I know on that if you'd like. So we continued this from last month to tonight. We had asked that the board up and securing the basement walkway by 2/10/22, which did happen. That an engineer inspection was sent to the council and Jack, and that was by McMahon Engineering, I believe, McMahon and Associates. That a plan for work would, to be brought up to code, would be provided and a permit pulled. My understanding is that a permit with that plan was applied for, but may be insufficient in documents.
Correct.
Okay, and that work must be evident. So my opinion is that there has been substantial work made towards this, and I believe that there are a couple documents that are still needed. And you understand which ones you still need?
Yeah, I think my insurance guy sent some papers, they said it's up and running, I think it's on their own address. I mean, he's supposed to put up Burns Harbor
Right.
and one of the insurance, so he's gonna resend it tomorrow.
Okay, so based on that information, I would ask that we again continue this to next month and that those documents get to,
Yeah.
that you get what you need, preferably by close of business on Friday, and that permit gets pulled.
Yeah, one question, because I talked to Don's Foundation. He's not gonna be able to do it until sometime April, October, November, that's too far.
If you pull the permit, though, you have 18 months to complete the work, correct?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing myself, whatever I get to do at the foundation. Because I can't wait that long until November. By November, I might be able to be done almost 80% done. And then I can't wait for him for that long.
Well, you figure that out, how you're gonna do that. You'd have to follow all the rules
Yeah,
of
okay.
what's required. But if what you're only missing from what we asked last month is to have the documents for the permit, so you can pull it. I would recommend that those documents be provided by the close of business this Friday.
You say, yeah, probably, I will try, all depends on my insurance, that's what I got
Okay,
left to do.
well, it's gonna continue to next month, so if it's not, if that's not the work that's happening, then we would move forward on a decision for an
I
unsafe
will
building.
be done, I will be done, I hope in this week. I hope.
Okay.
It goes,
So I would make a motion to continue it to next month with the expectation that the permit, all of the papers are in place by close of business Friday, March 11th.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Councilwoman Biancardi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bozak,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman McCart,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes. Number 3, the storage container removal at 1128 Max Mobile Highway.
It was reported, it's moved, right?
Stoles has moved in, there's only 2 containers left to be removed, it's the other one on Williams on across the street, and Mr. Holbrook, I believe I have the right name, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. The gentleman that's over on phone, he's also been told by April 1st, both of those containers are to be removed. Already notified.
Number 4, employee handbook modifications. Do we just need to talk about the ones in blue, Jane?
Well, if there were any things you wanted to make changes before we moved, I didn't want to send all of, it in piecemeal to the company to have that, those sections drafted. I was just reminding you of the matters you guys had talked about and seemed to have agreed upon in previous meetings, in your January meeting. And then the ones in blue were either discussed, but maybe not finalized, and we had a recent meeting with the insurance company, and that was just a comment he made. So whether you guys wanted to do anything else before I send all the stuff to the HR company, I just want to get a final, if you're good with stuff, or you want to look at some other things, or I guess that's where it's at.
Well, we looked at and we got some feedback on the discussion of paid versus unpaid lunch hours. And I think what we have came up with would be that if you're scheduled under 8 hours, then you would not get a paid lunch. Everybody else will continue to get paid lunch. I don't know if we need a motion for that. If anyone has more comments.
So that would really impact someone who's working part-time essentially.
Yeah.
Or filling in or something like that.
I think if it's a change to the handbook, you probably need to get those
There's
revisions.
Yeah, it's not even in there, so it would need to be added.
So do you have the specific language and the place in the handbook you wanted that? Because don't you have some?
I think that's normally what our consultant does, right, Jane? We give it to them and they place it in the correct place for us.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you need to give that person the exact language.
No.
they also help us with that. Yes,
The industry standard,
Uh-huh.
HR language.
make sure it's all good.
So when you said, can I ask, they're scheduled 8 hours, they still get a paid lunch, even if they're part-time, but if they're scheduled
Yes.
7 or 6 or 5, they don't?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And of course, I will move it to them, they'll send us some drafts, we can mess with it, you guys can look at it, give it your final okay before we adopt them, of course. Okay.
Thank you, Jane.
Sure.
Did Martin ever get out?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
About the last one.
policies in there that aren't followed.
What do we want to do about employee evaluations?
I mean, it's in the handbook that we should be doing, and we haven't started them, and I think that we should.
Okay. I think that's a great idea. So.
We would want to have those prior to budget time if we're doing them on an annual basis. Well, I guess, I don't know that we have necessarily have, we do, I don't know if any of the departments have things now. I know the park has something that they use, but Jane, we normally schedule budget stuff in July, correct?
Usually because I try to get through June 30th.
Right, I mean,
Those numbers.
I would think anytime between, like anytime in that third quarter, so April, May, June, that would, should be a focus with the expectation of having them completed by June 30th. And then that way you have that, a window of time that you can work on them. But I do think, I don't know, Bill, do you have anything that you use currently?
One that we use.
Can you share that? Is that for your firefighters, and would you use that for EMTs, or would you use something
I
similar?
use the same thing.
Okay.
And that was my question, is this gonna be full-time and part-time? or
Mhm.
just-
Anyone who works for the town. Yeah, I know that stinks for you, but
A lot.
He knows his people, he'll be fine.
I will reach out to Chesterton. I know that they went through this process maybe a year or two ago and see if they're willing to share what they use for their departments.
I'll send.
Okay.
Okay, well, once Jane gets us the language, I think you make a motion to approve final language.
Yeah.
Good of the order of the community, any other business that may come before the council?
Yes, I just have a question. When I get the Mylars.
You just bring them here to town hall.
Bring him here,
Drop off.
at the window right there.
I'll be taking a credential, let me know that it be signed.
Do you know if that's, so I get all the other parties to sign it and then you're the last, or?
I think the only other one that signs it would be like your engineer, and then,
Derek Anderson. his
Derek
wife.
Anderson.
oh, I'm sorry, yeah,
I would get them to sign it.
Yeah,
Sign
he
it.
and his wife.
okay, have them
Yeah,
sign it
two
first.
couples.
And then you and your wife, there should be lines on it for everybody. And then you just bring it, Corinne will be at the window, and you can leave it with her, and then Jane can, that age, you know, date to be signed.
So is that the signing and then filing it? That's all done then? Do you guys know that?
I mean, I think this is the preliminary document, but it has a signature for you and your wife, Mr. and Mrs. Anderson. It needs to be notarized. Mr. Clagy's signature has to be notarized, it looks like.
Yeah, why does this need to be on there, I guess?
And then the surveyor certificate, and then. Yeah, talk to your engineer, they should have this document.
Once all the parties are signed, though, it does then get recorded at the
Clagy's not
county.
even around, so.
You still have a power of attorney from?
So I can sign that for him.
I'm not gonna advise you of that, but I'm just saying that you technically have a power of attorney for him, then maybe that.
For this situation, I do, so.
Okay. Yeah, but once they're all,
Yeah.
yeah, once they're all signed, then it would just get recorded
I
at
was
the
confused
county.
why he's on it anyway, doesn't want our names are on the plat now, so.
I think.
And then the power, I've got a copy of the power of attorney, it's the power of attorney. Mr. Clagy gave Mr. Henry power to act for me and in my behalf in connection with the petition before the planning commission of the town of Burns Harbor concerning property located at 1134 Gustafson. Accept conditions on any variances sought by the petition and make written commitments concerning the use of the real estate. So I think you may need to attach this power of attorney to this document. But yeah, that all needs to be signed in front of the notary and then it needs to be signed by the town council and then by the planning commission as well. But yeah, just get it all signed and dropped off.
Corinne is a notary.
Yeah, right, our clerk is a notary, so if you were all to come here and sign it, or however you want to do that.
Good evening, I'm Marlene Jacobs. Can you hear me?
I'm here with a heartfelt thank you because I think people who serve in any political or elected job or volunteers don't get the attaboys, they just get the slaps in the face. About a year and a half ago, when COVID had started, I think it was about a year and a half ago, my husband and I were here with the ex-owner of Rainbow Community Mobile Home Park. And a gentleman was on virtually on the computer. And I explained to him that we had been homeless and there was a lot of people out there that are really fighting to stay above water. And his words will stay with me forever. We're not here to put you on the streets, we're here to make things better. You kept your word. You worked hard for us. We're a community of 30 trailers. But you made us feel like we lived in one of the fancy subdivisions that surround us. The new owner, I believe the manager came, Paul, and spoke to you. KPF, that's now MHC. My husband, Jake Jacobs, is the on-site manager. He is more than willing to share his phone number with anybody, you know, involved with the city or anything. I don't know if I want it published in minutes, but I want to tell you that he's worked very hard. So have they. I have seen Mike. I think I saw the commissioner, but I'm not sure. I sit and do that part of the job. I'm the executive secretary. The amount of work they have done, you'd have to live out there to know it. No more junk, no more sheds, no more children getting hurt. It's all gone. The roads now, they even had a school bus drive through. I think they're trying to work to eventually, you know, the children can't use the school bus back there. They won't come back, but they're working. The fire chief said something that night with me with PTSD, it still rings to my head. There was a door shut and no stairs. And he said, if those people are in there and I can't get in there to save them, how do you look in the mirror? He's right. We have worked on that. We've taken everything you say seriously. We're up in age, but doesn't mean we still can't do it. I want to thank the fire chief because I would want that devotion, that conviction. That God forbid I needed that help and he was there like he was. We are also working on putting up numbers on each mobile home so that any emergency services or delivery services, but especially emergency, can get there. I don't know how you guys know where you're going because we live there and still can't tell you all of them. So the boss that Jake has, the gentleman you met, is extremely professional. They have rules. And some of them are a little tough, but it's made everything better. And it's just made everything better. We're working on that. I had to call the chief the other day. We're having some trouble, and I'm not going to get into names and all that because it doesn't matter. With someone who's trespassing, and they're driving through people's lots. Well, actually, it's the company's lots, not our lots. We don't own them. So a nice lady answered the phone because the chief was out on the streets because they had been down with not as many officers. She said to immediately get a no trespassing sign that said, you know, no trespassing, you will be, whatever the word is. So we're doing that. What we wanted to know is that please call us at any time. If you see something, or you know, they're trying everything. Now they're pricing the homes. They're going through. Jake and a crew has cleaned the outside just about as well as we can. Our concern, and I'm proud, was he needed an ambulance before we came here last time. And he had to get to the hospital quick or I wouldn't have a husband. And you guys did a darn good job. But what happens in the snow with the way the ex-owner had the road, what if a fire truck needs to get through there or an ambulance and there's a car, it could be somebody's life. So they came out, straightened up the roads. Jake got snow poles. I don't know if any of you have been out. I see the commissioner most of the time. He put them everywhere. Because we care about that. God blessed us with a house after we had none for 3 years. But this company, you might hear from people. That's one of the reasons I'm here. They have rules. And we follow them, but Jake's there to help them all. And guide them. There will be no more rentals to let you know. They're only, they can't literally kick people out on the street. I'm not saying that. But from this point on, right, there will only be owners, no more renters. And I just wanted, I think you guys deserve to thank you. I read something about fighting over, a new gas station or whatever. I've been on board. I was president of my sorority. I did Yogi Bear for years as president, but you don't get the that voice. Now, there are people moving out because we now pay our own water bill. For years, the landlord didn't pay the water bill, so we met without water many, many times, and you can't blame the water department. But now they're figuring that's our responsibility. As low-income people, is that tough? Yes. But to see that they're making it safer. I mean, the commissioner knows, I do not know how a child didn't get hurt in those sheds and those boards and those nails. They've ripped out every bush, every dead tree, but you'd have to live there to know what they've done. I want you to know that they want to do more progress, but it takes time. You know what a budget is and what has to happen. We're impressed. It's a little harder on us financially in some ways, but it's like that gentleman said, we have a better place to live.
But he's doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Taking care of it. He's cleaning it up really good.
He's really
Thank you
trying.
for-
He's really trying.
If you own the home, people take care of it.
Yeah, the theory is that if you own it, you're gonna take care of it. Not everybody, but you try. We wondered if there was anything you'd heard that, Jake needs to help take care of, because we don't hear everything all the time. So if you ever do, like I said, I can call up and give his phone number, here, and I'm safe with that, and any of you can call.
I actually have his phone number and it actually was emailed to the council.
Oh, great.
So they already are aware of this phone number that he used the manager on
Right.
site. That has already been communicated with the town council.
Right. And there's some, you've been driving, like I said, I'm starting to recognize your vehicle, but it's, they're empty because people are moving out that they're making follow rules. So that's okay, it's a turnout. But my main reason, and we didn't come because Jake was very ill in the fall, and his immune system was down, we couldn't come. Then Omicron came along, so maybe we're late, but it's still from our heart. And you made it hard on me because I can think of all the years you went to college to become an attorney and the money you spent playing host of Price is Right, but. That's nice. I can't tell you what it feels like. Yeah, I'm like everybody else. It's gonna be a financial talk with all my medicine and all that, but this company cares. But they're business people. They have said everything positive about when Paul came and spoke with you, council and everybody. So we just want to make sure that Jake's able to help you if he can. Sometimes he knows some of the people out there, if you have an issue, like we straightened out things. People didn't have keys to mailboxes because they were charged an ungodly amount of money. Now Jake founded a company and they gave everybody a mailbox key. Some people don't have $100. I know it sounds strange, but it's true, The little bitty things are changing. But the fire department and EMT and all of you, let us know if the roads become a problem again. They're really trying.
Roads are perfect.
Yeah, they're really
good.
trying. We put the snow sticks, we hold far enough apart. And we have, thank you for helping us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll just say that the work that went into that from us was really a culmination of about 20 years of effort from previous councils, and it's embarrassing to say that out loud, that it took 20 years for us to make this right. And I know Tony and I struggled with how hard to push because we didn't know what the end result was actually gonna be. And, you know,
Yeah, with people that would have no place to live, you know,
and
yeah.
that was, the risk was, you know, the closure of the park was a possibility. And I'm glad it didn't come to that. I'm glad you guys are where you are now. So it was a culmination of multiple successive councils applying the pressure that I think we finally pushed at the end in order to make this happen. So
Whatever you do.
congratulations to you. I'm glad you guys have
Well, almost every day he's showing people places out there, so the word must be slowly getting out that they're trying. It's not fancy, but it's home. Right?
And quiet.
And quiet. We do. But, chief, thank you. And I met, as a fire chief, God, if I ever needed you, I know you'd give all you had. And, to the best of our knowledge, they're working on that, I think, back steps back there and that back door. We're trying, but it takes time. A big improvement. Thanks for noticing it. We'll have to let his boss know. But thanks again. I just wanted to say thank you because I'm sure you don't get it too often. Thank you.
yes, ma'am. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. If you need anything, let us know. She's my brother. Oh, you're the house, that's your guys.
Motion to adjourn.
Good night.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. You really mean it. Thank you.
Discussion. Roll call.
Councilwoman Bozick,
Yes.
Councilman Loving,
Yes.
Councilwoman Carr,
Yes.
Councilwoman Biancardi,
Yes.
Councilwoman Scott.
Yes.